So I might have failed at my goal of wanting to post every week during the summer because it's been like, I don't know, 3 weeks, and I'm sorry, but I'm back down, that's all that matters. And today I'm going to be talking about assumptions people have about people with no hair. More specifically, girls without hair. I'm sure people also have this assumption about guys, but it mostly happens with girls with no hair because for guys it's a little more acceptable not to have hair. For girls, not so much. So I'm gonna go through some of my favorite assumptions I've heard about girls with no hair. So first I want to split up people into 2 different categories. There's the people that think that we're sick, and then there's the people that don't think we're sick, but they make all these other ideas in their head about why I don't have hair. So I'm gonna start with the people that think that I have cancer or I'm sick. Usually, they also think that I have low self-esteem or not a lot of confidence, and you can kind of tell this by the constantly need to give you compliments, and they're constantly saying things like, I hope you know how beautiful you are, and things like that. And maybe they mean it in a nice way. Well, they definitely mean it in a nice way, but it's a little bit frustrating for people to think that you have low self-esteem or low confidence when you don't. And when you've worked hard not to be in a place like that, and for people to think that you are in that place, it can get a little annoying. And this is not just girls with no hair. This is anyone who has like a visible difference about them. If you're in a wheelchair or literally any visible difference that doesn't fit the typical look of how someone should be, people automatically assume like, oh, they must be struggling with their confidence. And it's not always the case. So I know on this channel I've already talked a lot about people who assume that I'm sick, so I'm gonna move on to the other people who don't think I'm sick, but create these other ideas in their head of why I don't have hair. So typically, there's a couple reasons people assume I don't have hair if they don't think I'm sick. One of them is they just think that I'm trying to be edgy, or I'm trying too hard to be different, and I just want to be different and unique. Which is weird, like I get it. The word unique has like a good, usually it has a positive tone to it. But to think that I'm like trying too hard to be different or unique, like what if someone just doesn't want to have hair? Like they're not trying too hard. Maybe they think that's what fits their personality best. Like no, everything these days has to be trying too hard to be like this or trying too hard to be like that. But what if people are just trying to figure themselves out? So that's the issue I have with that assumption. And I usually don't get offended if people think I'm trying too hard to be different. I usually just explain to them like, no, I didn't choose this, but I'm happy with it. Another assumption that people have said to me is, wow, you must be like wild and like rebellious. And I think it's so funny because I am the least like crazy rebellious person ever. I'm very much like a rule follower, and it gives me so much anxiety of the thought of like being in trouble or like breaking a rule. Like I'm too much of an anxious person to ever like be like that. And I think it's so funny when people are like, wow, you must be like crazy, like out there. And I'm just like, nope, I'm the opposite. You will not catch me breaking any rules. That's what I have for you today. I hope you liked this video and these assumptions. I know there's definitely way more assumptions people have about girls without hair, but those are just some of the ones I've experienced and some of my favorites. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, do all of those things, and remember, be true, be you. I'll see you next week.